Welcome. My name is Roy Ongeyuru. I'm responsible for occupational health and safety. I'm a health and safety manager, Nexus Green Limited. Today I'd like us to go through a couple of things on health and safety and environmental protection. It starts all about appreciating the importance and the value that HSC brings to an organization, to families, and an entire nation. At Nexus Green, we have gone ahead to ensure that we have a very robust QHSC management systems in place, and these are led or guided or crafted from the requirement, Occupational Health and Safety Act of 2006 and the National Environmental Act 2019. These are important documents and the Public Health Act, which really puts Nexus Green in a place that we ought to ensure that, one, the environment is protected, we provide a safe and healthy workplace to each and every person. So from the previous legal frameworks that I've mentioned, you've come to understand that occupational health and safety is a requirement for organizations that operate the scale of business that we're operating here in Uganda. And as Nexus Green, it's our responsibility to ensure compliance to that. We ensure at Nexus Green that, one, we train and provide all the necessary information that our staff, our colleagues, our contractors and subcontractors, and anyone doing work on behalf of Nexus Green is adequately informed, is adequately trained, so that they're able to be effective in whatsoever they have been hired to do. Then two, we have gone ahead to ensure that these stakeholders are consulted, their opinions are consulted, because at the end of the day, they're ambassadors, they're implementers of these policies. And we again continue to ensure that we are committed to ensuring that all our health and safety regulations and any other legal requirement in this country is fully complied with by Nexus Green. Again, these are policies that ensures we go ahead to identify every risks and hazards in our line of work, and this enables us to provide a safe and healthy workplaces and processes, and also ensure that the environment is protected. It's a responsibility of all staff, Nexus Green, all the way from the board to that person doing work for us or on our behalf at the site. We are all responsible to ensuring that this policy is adequately and sufficiently implemented by me, by you, and by your neighbors. Today, as a method of minimizing risk, we know there are very many hierarchies of managing risk, and we're starting from the lowest, which is provision of personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment is a requirement by law to ensure that, one, everybody has the right tools, the right equipment, the right protective gears to do the work they are assigned. At Nexus Green, we have a variety of personal protective equipment that we work with, depending on the risk someone is exposed to. And this comes from basically two. What informs the use of a PPE comes from basically 2 to 3 things. One is a job hazard assessment. Two is a detailed risk assessment, and a PPE need assessment. All these three processes or activities ensures that at the end of the day, you're having the right PPE for the right job and at the right time. Let's go to our PPE, a few samples that we have. So this is a few samples of the PPE desks that we have. Right here, I have a safety helmet, commonly called a hard hat. and we have inside. Okay, this is very important, especially when you are in a construction site. And we know that these prevent and keep someone safe from falling debris. It protects the head. It ensures that at the end of the day, your head is safe in case of any equipment, be it debris, be it tools that are falling from up, especially if you're down. So a safety helmet is very important. And for us in Nexus Green, you see, the inside straps have a lining that ensure that previously it used to be a rubber, and you find that it leaves a line. If you wear it every day, it will leave a line on your forehead. But these days, you ensure that there's a rubber cushion, a lining, a piece of cloth that provides comfort and all that. And ensure that you have the right adjustment so that at the end of the day, it is firm on your head. Okay? They come in different adjustments. For some, you pull and you adjust and close. This one, you turn and lock. So safety helmets are very important for us. And all our staff at Nexus Green, working in different construction sites, you are required to use these safety helmets at your workplace. And anyone who is not using it at a workplace is actually not being compliant and can easily be penalized for not using this. Okay, so this is safety helmet. And we have the heavy duty gloves. Heavy duty gloves helps us in variety of activities, especially when we are offloading, when you're working with aggregates, when you're working with metals. So this is what we use. It helps to prevent corrosion on the hands when you're working with the rough equipment, with the rough tools and all that. So this is a hand heavy duty gloves. Our warehouse teams are using them very often. We also have our construction team where this is consumed. So ensure that you use this in case of such activities. Again, we have our reflective jackets. Everybody coming to site, whether visitor or a Nexus Green staff, a subcontractor, you are required to wear these reflective vests. Some people call them high-vis. You have to ensure that the reflectors are not worn out. Okay, you properly open it and put it on. Okay, so these are reflective vests. Everybody at Nexus Green has one. Everybody, from the CEO to the person at the site, and you have to wear them. You have to ensure that whenever you're entering any construction site, in the warehouses, you put them on. They're important to ensure that there is visibility. So we have here a safety gumboot. Safety gumboot has a steel toe, okay, and it's lined by a steel plate. So we use it again on construction sites. It's very comfortable. It has a flappy inner lining to ensure that it doesn't cut your legs. The steel toe is to ensure that when tools falls, you know, it's a construction site. You see how hard it is? And the steel lining ensures that when you step on any prick, it doesn't go through, okay? And it has good threads to prevent slip and trip. I've seen most of us, we tend to use them during rainy season, but also when we are mixing concrete and working with aggregates, and working and doing excavation and all that. That's where this is applied. For your foot protection. Again, for your foot protection, we have a safety shoes. This is a safety jogger. It also has a steel toe cup. It's waterproof. It has a steel lining. It also serves the same purposes like I explained earlier. This is for lighter works, general day-to-day activities on the site. Additional PPE kits have a full body harness. This is for working at height. We have activities where we mount solar panels on the rooftop and the risk of falling is very high. So when someone is walking there, we use these safety harnesses to ensure that they are protected. No one is allowed to go at a height of about 1.5 to 2 meters without the safety harnesses. No one. And this, they work together. This is a tagline which is anchored onto a lifeline so that you are easily able to move on the roof. So these are some of the safety personal protective equipment that we work with here at Nexus Green. So for our staff, if you have any questions, please always ensure that you liaise with the health and safety officers in the region. There is Patrick Muwonge in southwestern Uganda. I have Agri Oluka in eastern Uganda. I have Anita Atikunda in northern Uganda. I have Bosco Kiloya in central Uganda, and I have Derek Agaba in central Uganda. These are our HSE officers in the region. They will be able to support you and answer any queries regarding your use of PPEs. Otherwise, thank you and have a lovely day. Keep safe at work. It's better to go home safe than not go home at all.